Have you played every space game out there and still searching for something good? If the latest massive releases have left you bored or wanting more, well then this video is for you. That's because coming up I'll be sharing 20 great space and sci-fi hidden gems, both new and old, that might have gone under your radar. Sure, they won't have the best graphics and might come with the occasional bug or two, but they're still so much fun to play. From space sims to 4X, from survival to real-time strategy, there's something here for everyone. And also just a quick heads up, this is my 4th installment of this Hidden Gem series, so maybe go check out those other videos in case you think I've left any out. But after so many comments from those previous videos, I could not forget about Avorion. Sure, it's maybe not the most hidden game, but it sure is a gem, as this is the ultimate procedural voxel-based sandbox game where you can build a city-sized ship block by block, control entire swarms of combat drones, and build your empire across a truly massive galaxy. And also, there is co-op. In the game, you start out as a nobody at the edge of the galaxy and work your way into the dangerous core, where the mysterious enemy and a rare metal called Avorion is waiting for you. And you can just choose what you want to be. You can be a miner, a trader, a smoker, a midnight joker, whatever. And there's just so much to do in the game as well, from fighting epic space battles, exploring to different stars, mining, trading, waging wars, and maybe you even want to build your own empire to save your galaxy from being torn apart by this unknown enemy. And it also comes with such super satisfying progression systems. And let's not forget the ability to build up all kinds of ships, because it's voxel based, so your ships will be incredibly big. They might even crash the game if you're not careful. Avorion might just be one of the best space exploration sandbox games out there, especially with a friend, so maybe go check it out. Also, many of these titles listed were thanks to your suggestions in the comment section, so please keep them coming. Next up we have Cosmoteer, which again isn't that unknown, but if you haven't played it yet, now is the time to do so. This is a 2D starship simulation game where you'll be designing every internal room of your ship, from the bridge to the cannons. The gameplay is also quite unique, as you have to manage an individual crew that physically run and man stations and transport ammo in real time during these battles. And yes, it also comes with co-op. It's a very fun and enjoyable game, even if the ship AI is a bit wonky at times, but I guess it is still in early access. There's so much creative freedom when it comes to that ship building, as it comes with quite easy to use ship creation tools that are easy to learn but are very hard to master. You are able to fully customize your ship's shape and floor plan, choosing where to place individual modules, including weapons, engines, hallways, and even your crew's quarters. And this is all very important because your ship's design is key to your survival, and every decision you make will impact its performance in battle. So if you love the idea of designing your own ships and testing them in battle, well then Cosmoteer is a perfect choice. Following that is a game that lets you do pretty much anything you want. It's Valor. In this open world, procedurally generated galaxy, you'll be mining asteroids, completing missions, trading goods, salvaging shipwrecks, crafting your own weapons, claiming bounties on pirates, or even becoming a pirate yourself, if that's what you're into. As you explore this growing sandbox, you will control a single ship where you'll be able to upgrade it from a small fighter to a massive battleship with a massive amount of different pieces for your ship's equipment. Plus, you can also choose from over 100 different spaceships with different classes and roles to choose from. The game also comes with a skill tree that allows you to adapt to a specific playstyle, but overall, it's a simple yet deep game, and while it is still a bit rough around the edges, it's still very fun to play. So if you want to go from rags to riches on an epic space adventure with a massive amount of freedom, then definitely go check out Valor today. Then for those of you looking for a bit more realism, coming up next is Delta V Rings of Saturn, which is this physics-based mining simulator set in the debris field of Sol. In this game, every action you take has an opposite reaction, as the devs pride themselves on giving science its due. All the technologies in the game are also real, so there's no science fiction, no technobabble. For example, tech trees will be including fission reactors, thermal rockets, ion thrusters, and even centrifugal gravity. There will be some hard decisions to make with no best equipment layout for the answers you need. In the game, you'll play the captain of a ship set out to evacuate asteroids in the mineral-rich rings of Saturn. You will need to navigate the rings, excavate minerals, sell the ore, trade, and adapt your equipment to your playstyle, and even hire a crew. So if you're tired of science fiction and looking for something a bit more down to earth, well then Delta V Rings of Saturn is not to be missed. It may take some time to get used to those mechanics, and it does require a lot of patience, but it is so worth it. Then up next is a little less scientific realism, but so much fun to play. Empyrion Galactic Survival is probably one of the favorites on this list for me, where it's the sandbox survival adventure that, yeah, it's not to be missed. It blends space simulation, construction, survival, a little bit of shooting action going on, all into this one game that is, it's so much fun. You can build everything from capital ships to vast planetary cities and settlements, and even some massive space stations. And because it's all voxel based, you can mold or deform any planet to your liking. You can flatten it out, you can dig holes, build tunnels, the possibilities go on. And you will also get to explore that galaxy where you can warp and fly through an array of planets, moons, and star systems. And sure, it does have some issues with performance, and it's a bit janky at times, but trust me, if you get a mod or two, and again, this game is co-op, so I highly recommend playing this with a friend, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. So if a galactic sandbox survival is up your alley, then definitely don't miss out on Empyrion, especially if you can get a friend or two to join in with you. Following that is a game for all my grand strategy fans out there. It's called Slipways. Well, I say grand strategy, but it's more of this neatly designed turn-based economy puzzle game compared to games such as Stellaris or Civilization. Slipways is way more compact. You get in, you play a short round, and you get out. It's like 60 minutes a session. It's great if you don't have a lot of time to spare. In the game, you'll send out probes to discover new planets, and then tell those planets what to produce. Then you'll need a direct production between different planets. While all of this is happening, you'll also be researching new technology to help your corner of the galaxy thrive. You also can't forget about the goals of the council members that will be granting you bonuses and unlocking additional trade options. In other words, you're trying to optimize your economy. The concept is great, but yeah, it is a bit let down by the luck factor, as the RNG can be a bit of a pain at times. It's also a title that seems simple on the surface, but goes so deep, as the more you get into it, the more you understand how the game works, and things change the more you understand. So if you're looking for a bite-sized and streamlined management experience, Slipways is definitely worth checking out. Up next is a game, again, not so hidden, but I could not leave it out. It's Distant Worlds 2, which is this massive real-time 4X turn-based strategy game. The game includes galaxies with up to 2,000 star systems and just thousands of planets, moons, and asteroids. And now it's up to you whether you want to explore or conquer. What makes this game so special though is that it's got some intelligent automation going on, where you can tailor your experience to your own playstyle or scale. In the game, you can choose from 7 different factions and build up their empire while going through their storylines that have their own victory conditions. Or if you want, there's an open-ended sandbox mode, which is it's always the most fun. Is the game a bit too ambitious? Maybe. I mean, there is a lot of performance issues here and there, but hey, if you get into it, it's still so addictive. I think it's because you can just do so much in the game, which makes it a bit overwhelming for new players, but the ability to customize your experience and automate your tasks makes it very rewarding. So if you are a hardcore strategy gamer who loves a sense of scale and deep systems, Distant Worlds 2 is definitely worth checking out. And if you're looking for an interesting mix of action-packed RTS and first-person shooter action, why not go check out Executive Assault 2: Assault Harder, in this epic fusion adventure where things work a little differently this time, as you'll be building a base on an asteroid instead of the classic planet approach. Plus, now you can easily switch between modes, so for 1 minute you can be in the cockpit controlling a starship, or the next minute you'll be playing as a robot defending your base. It's all just so cool. In the game, you're the CEO of a sci-fi company who tries to take out the competition. Not only can you build bases on an asteroid, but you can also command fleets of ships or pilot fighters, mine and trade, assemble robots, capture outposts, invade other bases. There's just so much more going on in this game. You'll be playing as one of 3 factions with so many different structures to build, and the tech tree includes tanks, mechs, space fighters, and a whole lot more. And sure, Executive Assault 2 is a little rough around the edges, like the visuals need a bit of work and some kinks need to be ironed out, but overall it's very fun to play and worth checking out. Next up is a game that looks a bit like Crusader Kings Stellaris Edition, but that's a bit unfair to call it that. Star Dynasties, yes, it does share similar essential mechanics of the feudal dynasty building, but I think it's able to stand on its own 2 feet. But if you are looking for a game like Crusader Kings, well, you're in luck, as Star Dynasties is a turn-based procedurally generated narrative of personal politics, drama, and empire management. In the game, the galaxy is divided after the destruction of Earth, and now it's up to you to take the lead and develop your legacy. These simple feudal societies made up of the remaining humans use foreign technological artifacts in order to survive. And just like with any dynasty drama, there's going to be conflicts, there's going to be feuds, and you're just trying to forge this path of destiny for the remaining humans. To do that, you'll be playing as a leader of one of these factions, as you need to ensure that the dynasty survives and prospers, all while navigating the political dramas that come with it. So yeah, if you are a fan of turn-based gameplay and a big fan of space operas, then this one will be for you. Sure, it's not the Expanse, sure, it's not Battlestar Galactica, and it's definitely not Dark Matter, but hey, it is still so much fun to play. Then up next is a big contender for Homeworld, which many were disappointed, and maybe Era 1 is the one to take over. It's still in early access, so it's still a bit rough around the edges, where this game combines RTS and base building with a heavy emphasis on customization. In the game, you'll be building everything from tiny fighters to space stations to warships to bases to entire cities in space, all while using assembly modules that don't have a limit to shape and size. In the game, Earth's resources have been depleted and humanity has now embarked on a galactic colonization quest. And now it's up to you to find a new fresh beginning beyond the solar system. In order to do this, you have to do a lot of building and base management. You'll be constructing a whole bunch of bases and defenses and sending your ships out onto the enemy to take them down. And sure, it's not 100% complete yet, it's still a bit rough around the edges, but it has a lot of potential. It's still in early access, but if you were disappointed with Homeworld, well, Era 1 is worth checking out. Then next on the list is NEBULOUS Fleet Command, which is still in early access, but it's published by Hooded Horse, who never seem to disappoint. In this simulation-heavy tactical space game, you are here to fight, prove you're alive, and if you don't claim your humanity, you will become a statistic. You'll take command of a fleet of warships that are tailored to your playstyle, and then battle in a heavy sim-based tactical setting. Plus, they've just announced the campaign update build. This comes with 16 missions across the first act of the campaign in either single player or in co-op. But besides that, you'll be controlling every aspect of your units, all set in this 3D battle space where enemies can come at you from any direction. The damage simulation is very cool, like individual components can be affected, and the fleet design management is no joke either, where you need to control every last detail, from the power supply units to what type of missile each bay will be carrying. So if you are looking for a gritty space real-time strategy with a lot of realistic aspects, maybe go check out NEBULOUS today. Now, if you are looking for a narrative-driven space combat shooter, maybe go check out Chorus or Chorvs, however you want to say it. You'll be playing as Nara, and now you're on a quest to destroy the Circle, this cult, and you've got these deadly weapons and insane abilities that will unlock as you progress. The game gives you this sentient starfighter named Forsaken, and together you'll go on these missions, from exploring ancient temples to uniting resistance forces against the cult, all the way to battling enemies in 0Gs. And overall, it's just a whole bunch of fun. Some of your ship's abilities include teleportation, telekinesis, and some extra sensory perception. The game itself looks pretty great too, and sure, it does come with some issues that need to be ironed out here and there, but if you are looking for a great dogfighting freelancer type of game, Chorus might just be the one. In the next title, you'll get down with constructing a ship, zhuzhing it up with fancy hardware, and then sending it out to the wolves. It's called Down with the Ship, which came out in early access but seems to be doing well so far. Sure, it is a newer title, but I think it might go under many radars. But for fans of FTL, it definitely has so much potential. Down with the Ship is a strategic auto battler in which you'll be designing heavily armed spaceships armed with guns, reactors, shields, cursed relics, and more. Plus, each round comes with a new set of parts. You can then draft over 200 items and dress up your hull to maximize the destruction of your opponent. In the game, you choose a captain and then focus on the optimization of your ship's design, where you'll be engaging in this auto-play battle. Once you win, you can then adjust and carry on until your run breaks apart. Then you rinse and repeat. The game does a great job of combining different factions, bizarre combos, and intergalactic domination. So if you are a fan of the type of gameplay that goes roll, buy, place, and pray, well then maybe go check out Down with the Ship, especially if you are a fan of FTL. Then for something a little bit different, up next is Citizen Sleeper. This is such an incredible game where in this tabletop-inspired narrative RPG, you will roleplay in the remnants of interplanetary capitalism. It is set on this destroyed space station that is home to thousands of people who are just trying to survive the aftermath of a failed capitalist society. In the game, you'll be playing as a sleeper that is made up of an artificial body with a digitized human consciousness like something out of Black Mirror or Pantheon. The game will be following cycles in which your goal is to survive long enough in order to get to the next one. Through the use of dice, clocks, and drives, you will create your own experience where you can choose what path to take. In each cycle, you'll get to use the dice in order to decide what to do with your time. Here you will then earn your keep, engage in 5D chess levels of social dynamics in this bizarre setting, make or break friendships or alliances, discover truths, and escape danger. So yes, you will roll, make money, get turns, and try to survive. Citizen Sleeper plays more like a great looking interactive book. And if that sounds great to you, well, then maybe go check it out today. Now, if you are looking for a survival sci-fi base builder, then up next is AETHUS. I chatted to the dev, he's a really cool dude, and I wanted to feature this in my Steam's Next Fest video, but I just ran out of time. In this game though, you'll be playing as Maeve, who is this ex-mining engineer on this Astral Resource Corporation. This company is your typical big corp which will strip away a planet of every last resource, and here you'll be aiming to create a life for yourself outside of this big corp's clutches. You start off with nothing except an AI drone companion and set off to try and forge a life for yourself. The game has a simple yet impressive modular building system, and I enjoyed exploring the different caves and caverns and seeing what else is out there. You'll be building and processing a lot of crafting stations, growing plants, farming for fish, exploring, and just trying to find out what else is out there while pumping out your outpost. So sure, it's not as well known as the other survival base building games out there, but I see this one as having a lot of potential. The game itself is very chilled, it's very laid back, so if you are looking for a survival base builder with the sci-fi setting, well then AETHUS might just be for you. Coming up next is the Space Sim Solar Expanse, in which you are the space race. Here you will lead a team as part of an early space exploration company on an adventure of space colonization. Here you'll be the first to find new planets and mine resources that others haven't even laid eyes on yet. But what exactly are you doing in this colonization quest? Well, you'll be planning realistic space missions and logistics, you'll be mining, terraforming, working on your ship, colonizing planets, and a whole lot more. Plus, you'll be setting up colonies on Luna and Mars at the beginning until you unlock more technology that will enable you to venture further. Even though the game is still in early access, it's got a lot of potential, but some things still need to be ironed out first, with some improvements that can be made. But if you like what you see and you're looking for a fun logistics space game, Solar Expanse might still be worth checking out. Next on the list is a tactical roguelike auto battler called Nonentity Galaxy. In this hilariously bizarre galaxy with a dark sense of humor, you need to stay on your toes, and it's currently sitting with overwhelmingly positive reviews, so yeah, maybe go check it out. Some say it's a dark or grim take on FTL, but overall it's super fun, super addictive, and has an awesome gameplay loop, as the devs describe it as work, die, repeat. I am enjoying these pixelated graphics, and the music and humorous dialogues also are very much worth it. In the game you need to fight, loot, raid, ravage, and ransack your way to survival without forgetting to do those dreaded taxes. The taxes, there's no escape! But yes, besides that, you'll need to complete contracts, try to maintain your hull integrity while overall balancing everything in spite of your company's unreasonable profit margins. The profit margins, there's no escape! So if you are looking for something similar to FTL, but it's got a dark sense of humor, as well as a great setting, then maybe go check out Nonentity Galaxy today. And then from the makers of Prison Architect, here comes a 2D space construction game called The Last Starship. Set in a vast and vibrant, procedurally generated universe, you've got this whole star system to explore. Plus, you'll need to design and improve your starship along your cosmic journey. And again, you can choose to be whatever you want: a pirate hunter, a miner, an engineer, or maybe a space bus driver. The list goes on. As you command your ship on this adventure, you can do a whole bunch of things like stock up at the different space colonies, maybe you want to go pirate hunting, maybe you want to make friends, maybe you want to plan for battle. The story is yours to create. It might be a bit complicated at first, but once you get into it, it's so much fun. It also comes with a very satisfying building experience for those of you who like to sink your teeth into a good crunchy factory making game. Sure, it's not 100% complete yet and needs some time to work on the issues, but it's still worth checking out. So if you're a fan of space building games, then you might want to check out The Last Starship. It might be your kind of jam. Have you ever thought, I wish there was a Creeper World game but based in space? Well, look no further, because the devs from Creeper World actually were responsible for the next title on the list. It's called Particle Fleet Emergence. This is a 2D RTS space sim that is a hybrid of physics, strategy, RTS, and fleet management. In the game, you play as Tikon, who is an executive chief of a small corporation who has a band of dedicated employees who will follow you anywhere as you venture out into the unknown. But yeah, in this strategy game, you'll have to risk it for the biscuit. You'll be putting your strategic and tactical skills to the test as you go up against the particulate. You'll be building ships that are partially destructible, but also self-repairing. It's a less scripted game, but it comes with more real-time physics, particle simulation that's very epic. To me, it's a unique take on the tower defense type of gameplay that Knucklecracker have so successfully pulled off. Similar to Creeper World, but this game comes with ship dynamics, with different rules, abilities, behaviors, and so on. But yes, I keep going on about Creeper World, which, yeah, if you haven't played yet, awesome series. But yes, this is one of the hidden gems that not many people know about. So if you were a fan of Creeper World, or if you've never heard of it, maybe go do that. But yeah, Particle Fleet Emergence is definitely worth checking out. Oh, and the soundtrack is so good. And then wrapping up this list is a title many believe to be a true successor to Freelancer 2. Underspace is a sandbox space RPG with a Lovecraftian twist, where you'll be exploring this vast handmade universe. There's so much to do in this game though, from being a miner to a trader, a pirate or an explorer, or maybe even a hunter chasing down these monstrosities in these epic violent storms. And also that customization isn't bad either. Again, it's still in early access, which still kinda sucks, but I see the studio is working on multiplayer, which is going to be crazy cool. Overall, if you're looking for Freelancer 2, but now with more customization and more things to do, Underspace might just be for you, so maybe go check it out. So that wraps up this video. I hope you found something new to add to your library. If you did, maybe leave a like or maybe even subscribe to find more videos like this. Big shout out to my channel members. You guys always mean so much to me. But other than that, it's Marco here from Easily Distracted Games. And as always, don't stop gaming.